Hello, hello, and welcome back as Ward Cleaver's quest to become the next Fred Sanford continues in Perfidious. Pete plays Sheltered. And it looks like Wally and Abiv have crossed paths with someone, and you should definitely get involved with that. But before we do, we gotta talk about these car parts, Beav. It's all about car parts. And unless this stranger has the car parts, I'm never really looking like I'm gonna get my chance to live my dream of driving around in a rusted out 30-year-old pickup truck while making racist jokes, sexist comments, and screaming at my son. I gotta find some car parts if I'm gonna be Fred Sanford, Beav. I gotta do it. Plus, if I can't make a living as Fred Sanford by peddling the car parts, who's gonna keep Grady out of trouble? And who's gonna, make sure that Aunt Esther gets put in her... You know what? Never mind. I don't even care, Beav. I really don't. I was gonna do a whole Sanford and Son thing there, but you know what? It's just, it's really not worth it, Beaver. Just go get involved. It's fine. I'm old. And the Sanford and Son was like, I'm old, and it was still off the air before I was even born, I think. It's just, I was going to do it, but it'd just be a series of jokes nobody gets and nobody cares about. I might as well be making jokes about Leave It to Beaver if I'm going to do that, which I do regularly, so I guess there's no reason to not do the Sanford and Son thing. Except, there's a thing, in the 70s, they had a pretty disturbing habit of centering TV shows around some fairly despicable characters. You get like Fred Sanford, Archie Bunker, the weird Danny DeVito who lived in the cage on Taxi and honestly was way less entertaining than just sticking Danny DeVito in a box and letting him be Danny DeVito would have been. I don't know what the deal was with like racist characters in 70s sitcoms. It was sort of a thing. I'm sure if you asked the producers, they'd be like, oh, well, what we were trying to do, Pete, was, expose the absurdity of racism and bigotry by making caricatures of racists and bigots and then exposing their monstrousness on TV. But see, the thing is, they never really did it right in the 70s. They always gave their monstrous bigots too many redeeming qualities. Archie Bunker, had some admirable aspects about him. Fred Sanford generally was, even if he was a huge bigot and a sexist especially, he was a reasonably good egg, I guess. I mean, they always tried to make him, too likable. That was the problem. They didn't understand that to expose the monster, you gotta make your monster an actual monster. They waffled on the whole, these people are bad thing. Be like, oh, yeah, they do the same thing now, Pete. Some of the monsters in TV shows currently have redeeming qualities, too. Look at your monsters like Dexter or your Ramsay Bolton. I mean, those guys are definitely monsters, but they still have redeeming qualities. Do they? Do they really? I would argue that the monstrousness of characters on modern-day television tends to be better because... Look at you like your Frank Underwoods or your Dexters or your Ramsay Boltons. They're awful. They're horrible people. And the moments of kindness and generosity that they show really do serve more to highlight the fact that they're horrible than to highlight the fact that they're redeemable. Because they may do the occasional good act, but they are irredeemable monsters, and there's no question about it. And that's what the thing was with the 70s sitcom deal that they never really hit on. They'd be like, oh, generally deep down, the Archie Bunker's a pretty good egg who loves his family and he works hard. Maybe he's got some wrong-headed ideas, but he's okay. No, Archie Bunker was not okay deep down. He was a fucking scumbag. You say, Dexter Morgan was a fucking scumbag. You'd be like, yeah, he was a scumbag. He murdered a lot of people. He was not a good guy. Got his sister killed. Did a lot of pretty awful stuff, and ultimately was the destruction of most of the people that were around him. Because he was a monster. He still did some redeemable stuff, too. He took care of, his wife and whatnot, even though she was basically just a pointless trophy and a cover story for him. He did some good things, but doing some good things doesn't make Dexter a good person. And Ramsay Bolton, it's tough to find any good acts for Ramsay, but, a similar thing holds. And if you go to the Frank Underwood thing, you get kind of a sort of a similar situation. Sometimes he does something altruistic, but not because he is altruistic, just because it's like a clever thing, and it's like a clever sham or some scheme, part of some particular plot or stratagem of his, and it really only goes to show just how horrible he actually is underneath. Because the only time he does good things is when it's to his advantage, and usually he's trying to advance. That guy has a gun. All right, normally I would say I don't hate my chances against old Dennis here, but this guy has a gun. Fancy meeting other people out here. Say you look resourceful, I'm in need of some ammunition, and I've had to defend myself too many times out here, and there's a real shortage. About 30 rounds of pistol ammunition ought to do it. I'm never gonna find 30 rounds of pistol ammunition, Dennis, so I'm gonna say no. You just signed my death sentence. I won't survive another day out here without defense. Well, really, what I would have liked to have done is killed that man and taken his gun. Was this not an option? If so, why was it not an option? It's not like good guy Francis was out there. Hey, harvest the plant. Could somebody please feed the cat? Charles, would you mind? We got 5 extra food. Okay, well, that's good. I mean, the cat's going to eat one of that, although how we're going to feed the cat with, like, not meat, I'm really confused about. It's just like I'm confused about the whole 70s TV show thing. What the hell was wrong with people in the 70s? Maybe it was just sitcoms. I, in general, tend to not like sitcoms. I think they're a sort of a terrible storytelling medium. Because with the sitcom, the thing kind of has to be, at the end of the sitcom, nobody's really learned anything and you haven't really advanced the plot anymore. The Simpsons sort of lampshaded at best, I think, in one episode where at the end of the episode, basically everything's back to where it was at the start. And Homer Simpson says specifically, everything's back to normal, just the way it should be. It's like, you know, it really was a sort of an ideal example. Televisions cannot be stacked. Well, I guess we'll just leave this then. Everything's back to the way it started. But it doesn't seem like characters ever really develop in a sitcom. They don't ever really change because everything has to be, for the situation to remain the same, everything has to be the same as it was at the start of the episode. It's not like they learn or grow or evolve, really. I like stories that aren't designed to run indefinitely, which is really probably the main reason why sitcoms sort of fall apart when it comes to that paradigm, because they are designed to run for as long as possible and just basically be the same thing over and over and over. Man, you have really good stats, William. I mean, really good. You're really perceptive, you're fairly strong, fairly dexterous, reasonably smart, pretty charismatic. Tempting, but no. The bunker is full. I'm sorry, we're good. We really... Did you not feed the cat, Charles? What are you, some kind of animal abusing jerk? I told you to feed the cat. Why didn't you feed the cat? What a dick. Something at this mine. Yes, of course, go check out an old abandoned mine. Why would you not? There was something we needed a bunch of rocks for, but I don't remember what it was. I remember commenting upon the fact it was like, we should definitely recycle you. Like, there's a ton of rocks here. And then there was something that we needed like 20 rocks to build, but I don't remember what it was. If I can't remember what it was, it couldn't have been that important, odds are. Also, we're at maximum water storage capacity. We should see about setting up another expedition here. Who would go? Ward Cleaver's a little thirsty and a little tired, but otherwise fine. How are you doing health-wise, Ward? Good? Okay. Joyce, also pretty good. Laura, pretty good. Good guy Francis, he's got some needs. So who are we going to send? I think Laura, because she's amazing, and a massive axe murder, which is always handy. Ward Cleaver's only got 7 strength, really? Ward, I should have been having you punch the punching bag. Honestly, I think Joyce is probably maybe a better pick. Ward's a little more charismatic, a little smarter. A little less dexterous and about the same. Yeah, it's fine. Let's just send Ward with just another one of his string of bevy of beauties. The guy's basically the Bob Barker of the apocalypse. Oh, I've got my bevy of beauties here. That was another thing that was really weird. What are the prices right? Why do all the presenters got to be girls? And, like, specifically, why they all got to be, like, super hot model girls? Couldn't they find somebody else to get that job? Maybe there's, like, just a suburban mom who's like, you know, I could use a job, and I can not only demonstrate the product to people, but I can also tell them specifically while it's good. You know, if you're going to be giving away a stove, I've got some insight into how that works. I've been, you know, struggling to feed my family of 4 for, like, the last 5 years. I know a thing or two about using the old stove there. What's wrong with giving me a shot, Drew Carey? Or Bob Barker, or vice versa. 69 water on a long round trip. I like the look of this. Ward, you have a 7 strength, which means the axe is a little above your pay grade, but you should still be reasonably handy with a knife, so let's go for that. Not in your inventory, just equip it. Gas mask. Yeah, we've been finding enough gas masks lately that we don't have to really worry about having room. Let's just send you at the regular... Do we have... No, wait. Do we have 2 large rucksacks? We do. All right, just equip the large rucksack. What kind of sundry items should we give you? We have... I think we gave the binoculars in the tent to Wally and the Beef. Pretty sure that we did, in fact. Yeah, we gave those to Wally and the Beef. Do we really need them for anything? Kind of we don't. That's fine. And Laura... no fooling about here. You're going to be taking our patented handy-dandy slices, dices, makes julienne fries, cuts the heads off of your enemies, toot sweet, massive hatchet. Go ahead and equip all that stuff, and be gone. Enjoy your journey out into the middle of the wilderness. Have fun. Nice to see Charles is cleaning the shelter, at least. Somebody gonna feed that cat? Are you feeding the cat, Joyce? You're supposed to be feeding the cat. Doesn't look like anybody's feeding the cat. Joyce? What do you guys get off on just watching this animal starve? Feed it! Everybody, man, these guys really don't like the cat. They're kind of being real jerks. They're like, fuck the cat. I'm not fucking petting the cat. What the hell's wrong with you? Cat's a dick. I don't want to touch that cat. It's filthy. I think maybe it's got distemper or something. I don't want to mess with it. I'm definitely not getting near its mouth. What if it's rabid? These are confusing. Coffee beans I really kind of want, even though I don't have a coffee machine. This is how strong the pull of caffeine is on Perfidious Pete. I mean, I want coffee beans even though I don't have a machine to make them into actual coffee. Spraying a bunch of garbage. What would I sacrifice to pick up those coffee beans is the question. What will I give up for coffee? Antibiotics, I don't think I've ever used. You know what? I'm giving up medicine in return for coffee beans. I would rather have coffee than medicine. I really would. I'm not sure, actually. I personally, Perfidious Pete, I don't drink coffee. Don't really like it. I have other caffeine delivery systems that I tend to favor. Coffee, not among them. Did you punch in the bag? Francis, does this need water? Water the plant. Soil is dry. Don't let the soil be dry. There's black rain on the surface. If we need to, we could always water it with black rain. How's our recycling coming? Is that done yet? How does it get longer every time we check it? The recycling plant seems to take longer to recycle every single time I look at it. It's some kind of Mobius strip of recycling, which I suppose technically recycling being a Mobius strip is sort of the idea, but I'm curious why it keeps taking longer and longer. Small scrapyard, looks like it might have some good loot. Want to take a look? Yeah, it's fine. We're basically just hauling junk back to the barracks. Charles, go back to... Oh, you gotta go to the bathroom. Alright, fine. Hit the head. Laura, check out the church in the wasteland. Good guy Francis. You finished watering the plant. Well, you were supposed to water the plant, but it looks like Joyce did it instead. She does everything around here. Beaver and Wally are gonna go axe murder somebody. At a barracks! This could be a soldier. What's up, dog? This is a lucky chance. Oh, Peter, I think this is about to end tragically for you, son. You know, it says confirmed that it's lucky. I don't think luck had much to do with it. Wally and I are on the same page here, Pete. I think you're about to have a real shitty day. Need somewhere to lay low for a while, no questions asked. Do I have a spare room? No, I do not have a spare room. I wouldn't let the guy with 3 confirmed 10 stats come into my bunker. Do you honestly think I'm going to bring you on board, Pete? No. Also, this is the exact reception I, Perfidious Pete, would get from Wally and Beeve, so we've got like a meta thing going on here. I get on well with people, I don't cause a fuss, okay, never mind, I was gonna say this guy's trying to be me, but all of these statements are blatantly false. I'll just rot out in the sun and let the blizzards get me. See, that's what I would hope for in an apocalypse. It'd be like, what are you gonna do in the event of apocalypse, Pete? And I'd say, I hope to rot out in the sun as the buzzards slowly pick at my decaying body. If there's an apocalypse, I, like David Mitchell, would just prefer to be killed. Some useful stuff in the barracks. Yeah, I would say that's fairly useful for somebody like yourself, Wally and Abiv. Be like, holy crap, there's a whole box of grenades here. Oh, we're gonna have a good time. The weekend is sorted, baby. And I'm not talking about the Singer weekend, although, you know, I wouldn't say that Wally and Abiv would be above throwing grenades at the weekend. They might do that. Seems like the kind of thing they would do for fun. Meanwhile, June Cleaver's investigating a scrapyard. What do you got, June? Anything good? We'll take this metal. Plastic, why not? I'm just gonna basically take anything I can stack, like this leather. A car battery. I thought we already had a car battery. Like, I'm pretty sure our car already has a battery, but there's no way I can check it while in this interface. And we did come to the scrapyard specifically to find... Alright, get rid of this old television. Give me the car battery. Is there anything else we can take out of here? Or anything else we want? I mean, we might as well take the regular battery. Rubber, nah. Old t-shirt, nah. Mostly we just have guns and ammo. What is this? A wrench. We already have a wrench. We also already have a nail gun. Nope. Don't need any of the rest of that. Just a car battery. Maybe we should just be cycling back and forth between the places that are most likely to have car parts. I really need to do maybe a little research and figure out where is a good place to look, specifically for parts for the vehicle. Joyce, you're just standing around like a goon? Take it all. You guys have got tons of carrying capacity. What needs to be repaired, by the way? Anything? Let's open the old clipboard. What's a little banged up? The good toilet is a little banged up. Freezer, solar panel, the good shower, oxygen. Nothing's really too terribly beaten up. Let's just do... Alright, let's just go down the list and start fixing stuff. So let's fix this. Soil's moist, so we don't need to water. Check out the old house. Chuck, just random... Okay, that's actually already fixed. Just we're going to do a random spot of repairs here. Fix that. When you're done, go fix that. Good guy, Francis. Fix the punching bag. And when you're done fixing it, hit it. Wally and the Beaver checking out a police station. Got some guns, some bullets, brass knuckles. Let's take all of the things. This game really could be very much benefited by just the take all button. It would be supremely helpful. You fix that when you're done, fix that, then fix the shower too. Okay, we don't have room for that. We don't have room for the can of food. We don't have room for the can of gas. I don't want lenses, mannequin parts, or an old can of paint, so I guess we're just done. That medium house, turns out, didn't really have anything very useful on it. Oh man, the reindeer is out there melting in the black rain, too. I always feel a little guilty when I've got one of these deer trapped and it's black rain outside, because you know the acid rain's going to eat giant holes in its hide and it's just going to develop, like, cancer-ridden tumors and be all gross and out there. It's going to be not fantastic. Also, once you've done fixing that bed, maybe chuck some fuel in there. Donna's going to go approach a stranger. Stranger, danger, strangers in the wilderness. Amy's got a hat. I don't know where that song came from. Also, Amy does have a pretty sweet hat. And I gotta say, Amy, there's no way we can allow you to be in our bunker because you would be infringing upon the stylistic choices of Good Guy Francis. So, no, none of that. What's up? About to get your head chopped in? Yeah, that's gonna happen. Ooh, ouch. Ow. Okay, you're real banged up. Let's see if Jew Cleaver can subdue you. Nope. Well, I guess you're just dead then, Amy. Came over and tried to take away Donna's axe. Did you really think that was gonna work? Block the subdual. Alright, June, try it one more time. There we go. Finally subdued. Subdued with a single knife thrust to the neck that was in no way likely fatal for a bunch of junk we actually don't even want. Alright, maybe, just maybe, we could have avoided that conflict. But we didn't kill her. We just, I mean, theoretically, I did hit her in the head with an axe 3 times and then stab her in the neck, so I probably killed her. But again, for insurance purposes, it's the desert that will kill you. The desert is what's responsible for your death. A small supermarket. Alright, we may have to start weeding through some stuff here. I want the wood. I want the nail. First off, let's pick up all of the useful things that we have. We need pipe pretty desperately. I'll always take a med kit. Always take food. Teddy bear, leather. Give me the coffee. Screwdrivers are not useful. Water. I mean, maybe we could trade it. Do I want to pick up any other stuff? I mean, we could pick up 3 other things. You know, if nothing else, we could always just trade it away or throw it on the ground. So I suppose it doesn't hurt to keep it in our inventory. It's just for more work, stuff that we got to shuffle through later. As we're looting additional locations, then we got to get rid of stuff. Oh, these reindeer coming to mock him. Hey, Rick, so you're still caught in a trap, eh? Waiting to be butchered? Guess they're just letting you lose a little weight so it's easier to peel your hide off first? I mean, that's kind of a dick move, but you got to admire their effectiveness. They're long-term planners. Got to respect that, I suppose. Somebody else on the road. Yeah, go get involved, Laura. We're always in the market to meet a stranger. Hello, stranger. Christopher's going to want to join our bunker. We're going to say no. Oh, no, he wants to trade. All right, well, good. I'll take your... Yeah... 14? What do you give me for a sack of sand? An old bucket. 4, huh? Can I get the switch for 4? Which is 2. What about the plastic? Yep, there you go. Done. Probably had better stuff, but we could have reached a better deal. Eh, well, that's fine. I think we'll be okay. I feel relatively comfortable with the trade that we've gotten there. Got some things we might use for some stuff we were probably never going to use. I mean, I did give you an old sack of sand, which you could have literally just picked up off the ground. I'm not sure why you made that trade at all. You're the world's shittiest merchant, I suppose. Really, it's the only explanation. Here to make a trade for the right price. Show me what you got, Mark. What is this? A cigarette lighter. We don't have one of those. I'm going to take one. Electrical motors are useful. Take those. I definitely want your bullets. I don't want multiple cigarette lighters, but I do want your bullets. Take your transistors, too. Give me your bullets and your transistors, too. So we need 81 in trade goods. Fairly certain we're not going to have a tough time coming up with 81 worth of trade goods. What do you give me for this satchel that I'm not using anymore? 12. I'd rather recycle it. We could trade them records or teddy bears. Both of which, actually, we just give them like 3 teddy bears. Teddy bears are freaking 25. That's what they need in the apocalypse, folks. Apparently, the secret to survival in the apocalypse is hoard teddy bears. So, I guess Perfidious Pete's advice would be, in the event of apocalypse, find the nearest Build-A-Bear workshop and seize the contents thereof, or alternatively, just move into it. Be like, I'm gonna live in this Build-A-Bear workshop. I'll be the richest man in the wasteland. I'm a Rockefeller over here. Oh, okay. Antibiotics. Again, which I have never used. So, you know what? Yeah, here, do this. Trade. Actually feel pretty good about that trade. Something this large office complex. Am I interested? Of course I'm interested. Take the coffee. A large office complex is going to have some coffee. That's just the way things work. Take those clothes. Take this old radio. Take that switch. Take the books because they're worth a ton of money. We gotta get rid of something in order to take the books. I'm thinking sand and cement. Also, I don't give a shit about knuckle dusters. We're never gonna use those. Take the circuit board. We're good. That's all the things we need. Did anybody put fuel in the generator, by the way? You did not. All right, Charles, you got repairs to do, so you're busy. Joyce, you're not doing anything. No, go fill the generator. And also fix it when you're done. Gonna loot this last location. Once this is loot, I think just maybe we're wrapped up the stream. Not a whole lot happened here. Me complaining about the sitcoms as sort of a storytelling medium and their substandardness, but we got to get the car parts. I mean, I'm feeling kind of stymied here. Maybe I'll play a little sheltered off camera and see if I can't scrounge the car parts, because it just seems we're getting a spot where it's the same thing over and over and over. Speaking of which, we don't need a car battery. What we need is an alternator, a starter, a fan belt, and a distributor. We gotta figure out where to find those. And then just relentlessly search those places over and over and over again. I'll take the med kits. I'll take the antibiotics, the stress pills. I always want anti-radiation tablets. They're like the one form of medicine we've actually had a use for. I get rid of that old shirt instead. The wood I want. I'll take the can of paint too. Yeah, it's fine. I think that's going to be it. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot, and I know we sort of an uninteresting place to end, but what else are you going to do? I mean, Wally and the Beaver just standing out at some old wasteland airport. We need car parts. I can't go out and cook in the desert I can't be Walter White, speaking of despicable characters whose acts of goodness only serve to reinforce their monstrous nature. Walter White, another fantastic example. But I can't be the next Walter White if my camper van doesn't work. I can't do it. We'll get busted by the police and taken to jail. I don't want to be in jail. I'd rather die, Walter White style. That's it. Thanks very much for watching. I know it sort of petered out, but a beautiful moonrise as we get on. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.